Welcome to the virtual public open house for the signalization of 6th Line and Side Road 10 project in the town of New Tecumseh. This video presentation has been pre-recorded and will be available for viewing along with additional project information on the town of New Tecumseh's website. Please refer to the notice for additional details. Please note that you may have to adjust your volume settings for this recording. Triton Engineering Services Limited were retained by the town to complete the detailed design for this project. This presentation is meant to provide an overview of the project, provide some instruction on how to read the design drawings, and provide some additional information regarding the upcoming construction and how it will impact residents. As part of this open house, the town has posted the project materials on the town's website, which includes a copy of the notice, this presentation, the design drawings, and a questionnaire and comment sheet. Please note that the design drawings are at a 90% stage and will be finalized in advance of issuing for tender. After reviewing the project materials, please feel free to provide some comments on the posted questionnaire and comment sheet. We thank you in advance for participating in this virtual public open house. The project is located on Side Road 10 at the intersection of 6th Line, just south of the community of Beaton. The limits of work measure approximately 500 meters on Side Road 10 to accommodate left turn lanes and approximately 100 meters on 6th Line. The town undertook a municipal class environmental assessment in 2020 to identify and evaluate alternative intersection improvements at the intersection with the objective of reducing the potential occurrence and severity of accidents and collisions resulting from geometric and operational deficiencies within the study area. A link to the assessment documents is included on this slide. The assessment concluded that impacts to the environment were too severe to improve the roadway to an arterial road design standard, including the minimum sight lines for a posted speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour. The recommended solution was to signalize the intersection to provide protected movement through the intersection and address sightline issues. Dedicated left turn lanes were also recommended to be constructed. Side Road 10 is a 2-lane arterial road with a posted speed limit of 60 kilometers per hour within the project limits. 6th Line is a 2-lane minor collector road with a posted speed limit of 60 kilometers per hour within the project limits. The existing average annual daily traffic on Side Road 10 is 3,500 vehicles per day, and on 6th Line is 500 vehicles per day. The road surface is in a deteriorated condition, and the town of New Tecumseh's 2018 Road Needs Study update, completed by R.J. Burnside and Associates Limited, has identified this section of Side Road 10 to be pulverized and resurfaced in the 1 to 5 year time frame. The link to the Road Needs Study is included on this slide. There is a crest in the profile of Side Road 10 at the intersection. During design, a review of the profile was undertaken to see if any improvements could be made to the sight lines on the approaches to the intersection. The existing profile on Side Road 10 makes it difficult to turn from 6th Line onto Side Road 10 due to insufficient sight lines. The Municipal Class Environmental Assessment reviewed alternatives to revise the profile to meet standards for a 90 km/h design speed, but concluded that it would severely negatively impact the adjacent properties and environment. As shown on this image, the existing profile will provide sufficient sightlines for an approaching vehicle to the traffic signal heads that are 5.5 meters above the ground. These sightlines do meet for an 80 km/h design speed, and no significant revisions to the profile are proposed. Side Road 10 will be widened to accommodate left turn lanes at the intersection. The proposed road cross-section will follow the town standard for a 20-meter right-of-way, which includes a 3.5-meter lane in each direction, a 3.5-meter left turn lane, and a 1.2-meter fully paved shoulder on each side. A fully paved shoulder adds value to the road, reduces the maintenance costs, provides additional pavement width for cyclists and pedestrians, and will also provide extra pavement width for vehicles to pass large oncoming farm machinery. The existing road asphalt will be pulverized and remain in place. The road widenings will be fully excavated with new granulars placed and compacted to accommodate the left turn lanes. Drainage will be provided by new roadside ditches and flow to the existing outlets. The typical section shown on the slide illustrates the new road in the area of cut. Additional typical sections are included on the design drawings. The intersection is proposed to have concrete mountable curb and gutter around the radii with asphalt boulevards behind the curb. Concrete sidewalk ramps and tactile plates will be provided at each crosswalk. Crosswalks will be provided between each corner, and accessible pedestrian push buttons will be installed in accordance with the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. The traffic signals will be set up so the green light rests on Side Road 10, and will only turn red when a pedestrian wishes to cross Highway 10 by activating the push button, or a vehicle approaches and stops on 6th line. The existing wooden marker posts north of the intersection are proposed to be replaced with steel beam guide rail. Each entrance was carefully reviewed, and the Ministry of Transportation Ontario standard was applied to include a backfall away from the new shoulder. If the wider road platform was causing too steep of an entrance grade, the length of the backfall was reduced to alleviate the issue. Where it was not possible to tie in at property line without increasing the grade above the town maximum standard of 7%, the entrance grading was taken beyond property line. In some cases where the grade exceeds 7%, efforts were made to minimize the grade change from existing conditions where feasible. The posted design drawings show a plan view of each entrance and includes color to illustrate what material will be placed. Gray is used for asphalt and tan is used for gravel. All residential entrances will be paved with asphalt within the town's right-of-way. If an entrance requires grading beyond property line, the material placed beyond property line will match the existing material of the entrance. If grading is required beyond property line, the town will circulate a permission to grade letter to affected property owners prior to construction for permission. All existing entrance culverts will also be replaced with new. During the design process, conflicts were identified with Hydro One poles and underground bell cables due to the wider platform resulting from the left turn lanes and ditching improvements. The process for relocating 3 hydro poles has begun with Hydro One, and it is anticipated to be completed prior to construction. Daylighting of the bell cable will occur to confirm its location and depths at location of potential conflicts. This is anticipated to occur in the coming weeks and will involve a vac truck creating a hole to expose the bell cable and allow for measurements to be taken. The holes will be backfilled immediately. A detailed inventory and arborist report was completed for all trees that are 100 millimeters diameter at breast height or larger within the project limits and 6 meters beyond the right-of-way. Each tree was reviewed to determine if the proposed design and grading limits were in conflict with the tree's protection zone. Each tree in conflict was reviewed further to see if it had to be removed or if it could remain with tree protection fencing being installed around it during construction. Tree removal locations are included on the drawings. All tree removals are limited to the municipal right-of-way. Construction is anticipated to begin in spring 2024 and last for 2 to 3 months. Additional construction notice will be provided once timing and a contractor have been confirmed. Both roads will remain open during construction with lane closures as necessary to facilitate the work. One lane will remain open and be controlled by flag persons or portable temporary traffic signals. Access to your entrance will be disrupted when the contractor is installing the new entrance culvert, constructing the new entrance, and constructing the road widening in front of your entrance. These disturbances will be kept to the minimum time required, and the contractor will notify you beforehand to make arrangements for anyone that needs access. Simcoe County waste collection services will be maintained throughout the duration of construction. With the road remaining open, there are no anticipated impacts to the school bus route. If revisions to the route become necessary, they will be coordinated with the School Board Transportation Consortium. Additional details will be provided to residents if any revisions are necessary. Mailboxes and mail delivery will be maintained during construction. Mailboxes may require temporary relocation due to the road widening, but will be set to their permanent location at the end of construction. The next steps in the project include preparing for construction. We will review all comments and questions submitted through this open house process and then finalize all contract documents for contractors to bid on the project. It is expected the project will be awarded in early 2024 and construction will begin in spring of 2024. Contact information for the project team is included on this slide. The project team can be available to review the project with residents via phone, email, or in-person meeting. Please call if you wish to schedule a meeting. Thank you for participating in this virtual public open house.